Hello everyone and welcome on into another Eagles game day recap. The Eagles just got embarrassed on Monday Night Football by the Dallas Cowboys, 41-21. Horrendous game to watch. My eyes were bleeding the entire time attempting to watch what I think was called offense from the Philadelphia Eagles side of it because the Dallas Cowboys seemed to execute everything they wanted to. Let's start straight with the offense, which was there's like 7 different words. You can say catastrophic, abysmal, horrendous, ugly. What did I just witness? You could throw in other adjectives there if you want. The offensive play calling and just the offense in general was god-awful. How are you giving Miles Sanders only 2 carries? And it's not like on those carries he went backwards for 20 yards. You're not playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rushing defense. You are playing the Dallas Cowboys rushing defense that did not have DeMarcus Lawrence. Sanders had 2 carries for 27 yards. Sanders had 5 total touches in the whole game. How are you giving, who is one of your top players on offense, 5 total touches? No pre-snap motion from Sirianni. Everybody just calling the play, standing still. Nobody did any sort of motion beforehand. Well, nobody did any designed motion. There was a lot of false starts, which we'll get into, but nobody did any, play calling motion. There's no rhythm to the offense either. Jalen Hurts struggled to throw the ball. Jalen Hurts struggled to make a couple passes. Jalen Hurts threw 2 interceptions. One of them was an underthrow to Jalen Reagor, and the other one was on a Devontae Smith falling down, and that went to the house. The offense looked abysmal, god-awful, any other word you could call it. The defense clearly misses Brandon Graham's rushing presence because, oh my God, the Cowboys and Zeke and Tony Pollard just did whatever they wanted to. The Eagles said, you know what? Go ahead, rush for 5 yards. See if I care. And they clearly did not care because Zeke, 17 rushes, 95 yards, averaging 5.6 yards a carry. Tony Pollard, 11 rushes, 60 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. And the Cowboys held the ball for over 34 minutes. It's pretty hard to win a game when your defense isn't getting off the field because you can't stop the rushing attack, especially when they're just running it down your throat the entire time. One positive on the defense, at least, who's probably been the best player on defense all year, is Javon Hargrave. He's earning his contract. He had a strip sack on Dak, which was recovered by Fletcher Cox in the end zone to make it a 7-7 game. Hargrave has 4 sacks, which leads D tackles. He has 5 tackles for a loss, which leads D tackles. He has 10 solo tackles, which leads the D tackles. And he has a 29.9 pass rush win rate, which, again, leads D tackles, and 6 quarterback hits, which, second most. He doesn't lead them yet. But it's nice to see Hargrave balling out, but it'd be nice to see everybody else, do something, contribute or something. Oh my God. Going back to what I said earlier about the false starts, the Eagles had 13 penalties for 86 yards Monday night against the Cowboys. They had 8 penalties for 57 yards against the 49ers. They had 14 penalties for 89 yards against the Falcons. This team has zero discipline when it comes to anything. False starts, holding. Think of a penalty, they probably have gotten it by now. The Eagles have 35 penalties in 3 games, which is the most that the Eagles have ever committed in the first 3 games. And the Eagles have 8 more penalties than the second highest team. They have a game's worth of penalties higher than a different team in 3 weeks. The Jags and the Bengals are going to be playing on Thursday, and I can guarantee you that the Eagles are still going to have more penalties than those 2 teams who have played now 4 games compared to 3 games for the Birds. And finally, to wrap things up, more injuries because it's not a Philadelphia Eagles game without a couple players getting hurt. Let's be real here. Kevon Wallace hurt his shoulder and is heading to the IR for 3 to 6 weeks with a partially separated shoulder, which does not sound fun. The Eagles are already thin at safety with McLeod hurt and now Kevon hurt. Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps, and Andre Shashir are the only safeties they have left on the depth chart. So if Rodney McLeod wants to come back soon, which I think he is getting close to coming back, which is going to help this team tremendously, but he needs to come back. Fletcher Cox got cramps during the middle of the game and had to leave. He should be okay. No, there hasn't been anything reported about long-term, severity or anything of that nature, so he should be good to go. And Isaac Seumalo, who, if we're talking about long-term severity, this is the long-term severity. Isaac Seumalo left the game late and is going to miss the rest of the season with a Lisfranc injury. So the O-line gets thinner. Last week it was Brandon Brooks. This week it's Seumalo. So see what happens. They got Kansas City next week. Coming to Philly. Going to be a game. We'll leave it at that. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments, and I will see you next time. Peace.